everyone, it's Christina with My Confection Obsession, and today I'm going to be making a wedding dress cake. So the reason I'm making this cake is it's one of my best friend's bridal showers this weekend, and I'm super excited because I get to be the one that makes the cake for her. And the vision I have in my head is I want it to look like the back of a wedding dress, so that's what I'm going for. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm gonna do is I have a 6-inch layer cake already crumb coated here. And this is actually 4 layers, so 4 layers, 6 inches. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna cover this with a tan fondant because you guys will see that it's gonna look like the open part of the back of a wedding dress. So I'm gonna put a little bit of corn flour down so it doesn't stick to the counter. And here I used my homemade marshmallow fondant recipe, and I just added just a little bit of brown to it. Okay, so our cake is covered in a tan fondant, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start decorating the back like it's a wedding dress. And so I'm going to leave a little bit of the back showing, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start placing what's going to kind of look like a wedding dress pattern, like kind of like lacy flowers all around this. And then you'll see that we're going to add some more details here that's gonna make it really look like a wedding dress. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some white fondant and I'm going to start cutting out the flowers that I wanna use for the design. So what I'm using are these little plunge cutters that I got on Amazon, so I'll go ahead and put those in the show notes. I'm just gonna press and hit that, and you're gonna see it's gonna make something that looks like this. So I already went ahead and cut out a ton of these ahead of time, knowing it was gonna take forever. So I'm gonna start placing these on my cake. So the key to this is I wanna leave an open circle. So I'm going to place them around the circle. So I'm gonna use my Wilton Dab and Hold as my adhesive. So this works on fondant to fondant or fondant to crusted buttercream. next is I'm going to place a strip of fondant down the middle here, and then I'm going to place these edible pearls along it, along the fondant, so it looks like buttons, like the back of a wedding dress. Okay, so before I place the buttons along this, I'm going to go ahead and cover the entire side in these little lacy flowers. So for the bottom tier of the cake, what I have is a 3-layer 9-inch cake. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna cover just the top with fondant, and then I'm going to pipe rosettes all the way around. So I'm just gonna roll out some fondant and place that on top just to give it a clean look. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill a piping bag, and I'm going to be using a Wilton 1M tip, and we're going to use this to pipe rosettes. So I have a ton of white buttercream frosting here, and if you want to figure out how to get your buttercream really white, I do have a quick tip for that, so I'll put that link in the notes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the bottom tier, and I'm going to pipe rosettes all the way around. And I'm thinking we're going to end up with three layers, or three rows of rosettes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pipe 3 rows of rosettes, 3 rows high, all the way around. I'm going to start with the bottom. Okay, so our bottom tier is completely covered, and I think that looks great. And that fondant top just really makes it look clean. All right, so the very last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and stack my top tier onto my bottom tier. If you are making this cake, you could wait until you got to your event to do this, but I do wanna show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so our wedding dress cake is done, and I think it turned out really pretty, and I hope that my friend loves it. But this is actually only half of the cakes that I have planned for this weekend. So the cake that I'm actually gonna make that goes with this is a groom's tuxedo. So that's gonna be the next episode, so I hope that you guys watch that as well. And I also hope that you guys liked this episode, and if you did, go ahead and click the like button below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter.